All right, everybody. You know what time it is. It is time for the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 157. And everyone's going to love this. Bears in command. Packers unimpressive. Lions chopped. And the Vikings, they were idle. But lots to get to. Plus, Week 7 NFC North preview. And I am joined by you're not quite a horde of Packer fans, but there's multiple, so we're getting there. So obviously, always glad to have you on, Trev. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Hey, thanks, Andy, for having me on. Good to see you guys. You can find me RevTrevNFL everywhere: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, blah blah blah. X. Do it. Just follow me. That's all. If you want me to, I do tons of content, and I love bashing Bears fans, so it's good. It's good.
Yes, good. You do. And JJ, always glad to have you back on. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, check out the Derailed podcast, derailedfootball.com. Every Tuesday night, man, we're chopping it up on YouTube live. You got to get there. 7:15 Central Time. Chop it up with us in the chat. You can send in questions, talk trash. We have a really good time over there.
Tell you what, I mean, shout out to our guy Miles. He does Packer stuff on Monday night. You do stuff on Tuesday night, and hey, we do stuff on Wednesday night. So if you actually like the Packers, which unfortunately some of you do, that's like a lot of content right there. So a lot of stuff to follow between Miles, JJ, and Trev, and us here. So a lot of great stuff. You can find me on NFL Outdated on YouTube, on X Twitter. You can find me also and all of us on Freezin #4 Pod on the TikTok. You find me on NFL Outdated on Instagram, and someone who is always in win or loss now. This is, or even idleness. We haven't had this, a Viking fan who's going to show up no matter what. So I'm thinking of the Jackson 5 song, I'll Be There. That's in my mind. And Dre, you have been a mainstay. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
You can find me on X Twitter at Skullman Sports. Yeah, of course, I'll be here even in all those situations. I'm glad to be here. So even in idle. So looking forward to talk.
Although I do have a goal. I do have a goal, especially you get the Minnesota Nice and everything like that, especially when the Vikings start going on this run, the run of losses that I'm predicting. We'll see if the seventh letter version of Dre comes out. We'll see about that.
We'll see what happens.
So we'll get there. All right, as we get started, I'm just gonna go. Shots fired in the tagline here. Packers unimpressive. I watched that game. Trevor, I mean, when you look at that, I mean, Joe Flacco and the Bengals hand out helmet stickers for that game. You won 27-18. Tell us what happened and why Packers fans should be excited about this.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but wins matter. That's one
I have
thing.
Heard that. Yes. I have heard that.
No. Off-season style points. That's what matters in Chicago.
That's true. Good point, JJ. Okay. So Josh Jacobs, I don't know if you heard of him. He had himself quite a day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm wondering if he keeps this pace up, do you think he's going to be the best Green Bay Packers running back of all time? I mean, you had the coming out party by Matthew Golden. You had, I don't know. How long do you want me to talk here? So that's the
always
layup,
love your talk.
You're wanting for the 3-point shot. I mean, JJ's here to give us all the rest of the details, but I'm doing the layups tonight. So apparently that was easy. Thank you for allowing me to share how awesome our Packers are. Oh, and by the way, last thing, this is kind of important too. We're number 1 in the NFC North, baby. Number 1.
Technicality, whatever. This is the Packer time. This is the Packer TED Talk, so I'm letting you go. JJ, I mean, piggyback on that a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you talking. A lot of big talk about how excited you are about, your little 1-point victory over Washington. And I'm trying to remember how many points we beat them by. It was kind of a bloodbath, but for the Bears, it was a nice win. Happy for you. Yeah, the Packers have looked a little sluggish the last couple of weeks, especially since losing Devontae Wyatt on that D line. The defense is kind of taking a little bit of time to figure out their new way forward here, hoping that Devontae Wyatt comes back soon. But at least if we can get him healthy for the playoffs, that is going to be absolutely huge for our season. Thought there was some good things to build on in this Bengals game. Obviously kind of a clunker, but given that this was the first time in a month that we've had our offensive line back out there, we had a point in the season where we had more backups than starters out there. I really felt like on the rewatch that I was seeing a lot of positive movement on that offensive line. Gives me a lot of hope that we're going to continue to see more steady consistency for the Packers offense going forward. Not the flashiest win, and this is kind of the cupcake part of our schedule, but look, until that Eagles game comes up, you can afford to kind of work through some stuff. So this is the part of the season. We kind of got through that gauntlet at the beginning of the season, where we faced the Lions and Washington and Dallas, and now at this point, it's just about stacking wins and trying to maintain our lead on the top of the NFC North.
It's like a half game. Hey, I'll give it to you. A win is a win, albeit ugly.
Win is a win. Tie is a tie.
A win is
a win. Is what it is.
I get it.
We should be 5-0.
Although it has been. Should be 5-0. Although it has been fun, especially shout out to Miles, celebrating this, being on top of the NFC North. Man, the mighty Packer fans have fallen. Celebrate a Week 7 lead, and the perfect segue. Seventh letter, welcome in. So you're not in the Catbird City anymore, but where can everyone find you as we get started?
7th letter 4 on Twitter X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. What's up, gentlemen?
Glad to have you. And we're just, obviously, the Packers won. It wasn't maybe pretty, but yeah, it happens. And so, talking about a team that won, and from my perspective, it was pretty impressive. The Bears, my Bears won as well. We commanded Washington and Jaden Daniels 25-24. I believe first time since there was a 7-6 win by when you have two exact scores wins back to back, and my Bears did that, and we got field goals to win both of them. It was ugly. Similar. But what I loved is Caleb Williams, and I love just his growth. Obviously, there's still a lot more that he has to grow on. A little bit more accuracy and things like that. But what I was appalled by, absolutely appalled by, was Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman having all of this, all these things to say. But you know what? Hey, like I said, there's plenty of room on the Bears bandwagon, and I think Troy's going to get there. But
what did you say, Andy? What did you say?
Oh, so basically, all of the plays. Did you hear about this, JJ?
No, I didn't hear this one.
So yeah, during and funny enough, so full disclosure, I didn't hear it live. I am obviously here in Wisconsin, and I was watching with a girlfriend. We were watching the Brewers play, and so we had the sound on there, and I did not have the sound on and hear Aikman. But what he was saying was that everything was, there was so much growth as far as Caleb, that the plays were lucky, that the DeAndre Swift touchdown was lucky. Someone else got a fell down. And so he was just, everything was negative on Caleb Williams and the Bears. And so when you look at what everyone nationally is hating on the Bears, and like I said, I love that. I love it. Seventh letter. Bring it on.
DeAndre Swift won that game for y'all. He had a throwback game. He looked good. I said, look at Swift.
So let's give helmet stickers to DeAndre Swift.
Yes.
I'll take it. But what I loved is this time we didn't have a quarterback that made the mistake. Jaden Daniels made the mistake. He handed the ball off and they fumbled it. The running back Bill, as they call him, fumbled it in the rain. Jaden Daniels had a horrible pick. So what I love is just the how Caleb is continue to progress, and in the clutch moments, I gotta say, Caleb Williams at this moment is the most clutch quarterback in the NFC North. I mean, just when you have these two back-to-back wins. I mean, look at this.
Clutching his pearls, maybe. I don't know.
He, clutch.
Clutching his nuts. What?
Hey, you guys don't have to be on board, but when you look at his growth, and when you look at what he's been able to do, changing the culture in Chicago, and still having a lot out there to get. I mean, this NFC North needs to be afraid of my 3-2 Bears. When you look at who still needs to come back, Jalen Johnson is hurt. And one interesting nugget from the game as well. DJ Moore had to spend the night in the hospital in Washington. He had evidently a little bit of a groin issue. And so he is back in Chicago, but it was bad enough where he had to, spend some time there. But all right, here we go. Okay, Crooked Commish. He said clutch, not cluck. Let's be honest. Hey, I love this. I think that I was reading. I think that's positive on Caleb. I'll take that. Thank you for the comments here.
I don't know.
Ain't nobody.
It is awfully good of Caleb Williams to be so clutch and to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat every week after he digs his team into such a huge hole by not being able to execute any of the fundamentals. Right. It's good that he has one skill set.
58% passing. Like, that's wild.
Well, when you look at that, we won 25-24. We won. And I think I heard, I can rewind this podcast. I believe Trevor said wins matter. Wins matter. So when you look at kind of stacking wins and all of the, like 58%, whatever he was, we won with him still growing. Obviously, I don't see us.
You got given 2 games. They gave you that. Geno Smith gave you the first one, and Jaden Daniels and the rookie running back gave you this one just now.
I'll take it.
But I understand you didn't blow it.
Here's the thing, and I was telling you this off air. Like, I've been really absolutely surprised by the vitriol from Washington Commanders fans. Like, just one guy blocked me. You have expectations for once, and then you can't handle when you lose. Right? Come on, like.
Well, one of my close friends is a Washington Commanders fan. I said, you really wasn't supposed to beat them last year.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That was one of my favorite games of the year.
What we always say, the Bears got the personnel. They aren't as bad as the record, like personnel-wise. Like, they should win. They should, without a doubt. And Jaden Daniels was putting them in. They was hitting. Jaden Daniels is tough as hell. To be that skinny, that's a tough son of a whatever. Like, they were trying to rip his head off.
See, here's the thing, and I'm gonna call you this on the 7th letter. All right. So, like, all of this like narrative around Jaden Daniels. Oh, he's tough. He, if Caleb Williams had thrown that interception that Jaden Daniels threw, if when he was being sacked last year and all over the place, if that had happened, What would Packers fans say? JJ, I know what would you say?
I'm still waiting for the thank you. I'm waiting for the big old thank you, Packers, for how much you beat Jaden Daniels to a pulp so that he's looked like a shadow of himself ever since that Packers game. Javon Bullard came in and laid him out. That dude has not looked the same. So I was surprised I've had to wait this long for you to say thank you to the Packers for softening up the Commanders for you.
Hey, Andy, when you were
I am
saying
not one.
did you listen to what's the name of your game? Were you listening to your game or were you watching the
No. That's what I was saying. I was not listening to that. And we talked about a little bit about that before you got on. Troy Aikman. Go ahead and elaborate on his what he was saying about my Bears and Caleb.
Who?
Oh, you Troy Aikman?
No.
Were you?
No, I'm saying like you weren't even listening to your own game.
I couldn't, all right.
To be fair, I mute the TV as often as I can because no commentators for any game these days are saying anything worth listening to. I'll say if you're gonna watch college football, Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson do a spectacular job. Mm-hmm. Almost nobody is doing a good job commentating NFL games. So, I'm going to extend a little bit of an olive branch to Andy here.
I'll take that.
Like
you're lucky he was in the house watching it. Got a terrible record, man. His jacket is crazy.
Well, here's the thing. I will extend that same olive branch to you, JJ. I will say thank you for what your team did to Jaden Daniels, but I also will say Terry McLaurin was out. Hey, Jalen Johnson was out. We're not at 100% either. So what I love.
But Jalen Johnson's not coming back this year, though. That's the thing. Like, if you one thing he's missing time and coming back,
I think
he's coming back. I haven't heard about this at all. Everything I've heard, he's done for the year.
So I haven't heard that. And obviously I've tried to not listen as much to that, but I think he might be. I think your sources might be green and gold.
Well, the problem is that he wouldn't be healthy enough to play before playoffs, and obviously you guys are going to be sitting on the couch.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. We're still on track for 11-6. I love this. I love all this attention on my Bears. Obviously we're going to be talking about what we're coming up next, back-to-back ugly wins. But hey, both wins, but we got the Saints beatable at home. We'll talk about that coming up as well. So we have those. We got the Saints this week. Heck yeah, we do. At home. And we'll get to
meanwhile,
that.
The Saints are saying, "Oh, finally, a winnable game on the schedule."
Not with Dennis Allen. He's got a bone to pick with those Saints. So we will get to that. Speaking of, I don't know, laying an egg, being chopped. Lions were chopped by the Chiefs, 30-17. Lost at Arrowhead.
The Lions fans will not stop crying about this one. They will not stop crying about it.
Seventh letter. Yeah, you've been kind of pumped up, about your Lions, and we could also go back, show the tape where I think I was the only one to pick the Chiefs to win. Or did you also pick the Chiefs, Dre?
I honestly don't remember.
All right. Well, I picked the Chiefs. I said at Arrowhead it's going to happen. So seventh letter, pass out some blame and tell us what had happened.
Well, they could have beat us without the cheating, but because we were hurt in front of it, they could have beat us without it. But it's just funny, yo. I don't know if you saw the game, but just every third down something happened. Like, come on, man. No penalties. Like, come on, yo. Like when they saw that we stopped them in the red zone, when they went for it on fourth down, like, all right, man. So it's whatever, yo. We lost. They handed it to us. Brian Branch did something stupid at the end.
Yes,
like, it was very frustrating, I mean, honestly, like I said in the chat, as a confrontational person myself, I understand, but he was wrong. But I do understand they was getting held and cheated. Juju. I don't know. Nobody likes Juju. He's like the Russell Wilson of wide receivers. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. Like, all the players was like, he deserved it. He's an asshole. Like, so I get it, but he was wrong. Brian Branch he's one of our. But I like that though. I like the Ndamukong Suh. So like,
Mhm.
I think like you need a little edge. You need like somebody that's a little off. That's that he got CTE. He's bugged. He's bugged out. He's bugged out. He slammed him with one arm. Did you see that? That's my safety. That's a strong little angry. That's rage right there. You need that out there. I like Brian, but that was stupid. So like it made us look like sore losers, but they didn't have to do all that. They could have beat us without it. You know what I mean? They took a touchdown away there. Don't they always go to New York on me? Like, like, come on, man. Like they make up rules against me like forever. So it's like we got to beat the cheat. It's whatever, fine. You know, Travis dropping passes. He not good no more, but they, like it's whatever, yo. I was mad, but again, they could have beat us without it. Our whole secondary was hurt. So like they didn't have to. They didn't even have to do all that. They didn't even have to. We'll see them again if they make it if they get past the Bills this year. Who went through the same thing we went through against the Falcons. Their secondary's hurt. The Falcons did whatever they did to them. So it is what it is. We should be all right. Week 10, everybody come back. We should be okay. So whatever. We lost. Helmet sticker go to Brian Branch.
Jesus.
Because that's how I feel. Because that's what I would have did. You know what I'm saying? So, helmet sticker to Brian Branch. I love you, bro. I love you.
All right. Let's move on to week 7, and we haven't heard much from you, Dre. So let's go ahead and start with the Vikings.
Yep.
They have an interesting game here. So Eagles at the Vikings here in week 7, -1.5 to the Eagles. I believe it's 43.5 over under. So give us some keys, Dre, to the Eagles at the Vikings.
I think the past few weeks with the Eagles they've shown that they aren't the same team from last year or even arguably the year before. Like their offense has been questionable. Their secondary, honestly, they had even more injuries last Thursday. I think Maxwell went down with a hamstring, so he may not be playing. And so they're injured. They're kind of a mess. And this is no disrespect to them, really. I think obviously on paper, I would say arguably that they're the more well-rounded team, like especially on offense. Going into the season, you don't think that you're going to be able to stop Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and Saquon. Like I'm thinking that's a very offensive-driven team. Having said that, they've scored 17 points the past few weeks, which is not a great offense. And I think, especially with all their injury, the new injuries and stuff, it's kind of a hard time for them because I think their bye is in a few weeks. But the Vikings have a really good defense. Especially obviously on the blitz percentage, and they're one of the best pass defenses in the league right now. Rush defense is obviously where we need to be better, but pass defense is where we've been really, really good. So I think, obviously Saquon he's not exactly the same thing as Bijan, but he's obviously very, very talented. I love Saquon. But there's a lot of things that could happen in this game, honestly. I think if the Vikings are able to stop Saquon, which also that means they're going to have to push Jalen Hurts to throw. And not to say he's a bad passer, but that's not where he's his most well-known part of his game. And if our defense holds up there, that's great. Our the injuries that we've been having over the past few weeks, a lot of them are starting to pretty much get back on. We're getting a lot of the people back. Based on what happened in the injury report today, I don't think McCarthy's making it back this week, which means Carson Wentz is going to be playing. And there's there's a story there, obviously, that I feel is not really it's a low-hanging fruit to talk about. But yeah, I think there's a possibility, honestly, for the Vikings to win this one.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I think like they have a lot of potential here, and it's mostly because the Eagles just have been struggling, and more than anything. But like again, there's a story there as well. Like it's one of the first games in like I don't know how many years at this point that the Vikings are playing the Eagles in Minnesota. That hasn't happened in a while. So like I know I saw on Twitter there's a bunch of Eagles fans that are flying to Minnesota over the next few days and going to that stadium. So it should be an interesting game for sure.
I think Jalen Carter's back, right, for the Eagles.
Have they confirmed? I haven't seen it. I've seen it's still questionable at this point, but I think it was the turf was the reason why he left. He didn't play last week.
I think he saw it said just that he's gonna play, but yeah, who knows? I mean, that could be a smokescreen, but I don't know. He's a wild card, like good or bad, right? You know,
yeah.
I mean. So all right, so you are officially going to pick your team then.
I mean, I'm always going to pick my team, honestly, but I think it's going to be close. I think the defense is what, at least on passing, which is honestly where the Eagles have struggled the most. I think that's where it's going to be, like, I think really good, especially with obviously the other Rodgers, Isaiah Rodgers also kind of making another story of similar to Carson Wentz is a Eagle before. So again, like I think from like if you look at like how much the Eagles rush defense, pass defense, like all that stuff, I think the Vikings have a better from that numbers wise, and they do rank higher than the Eagles, I think, in versus the pass as well. But I think again it comes back to the Eagles' resume, like overall over the past few seasons, is definitely better than obviously the Vikings. So I mean, I would say again it comes back down to that pass defense, and I think that and blitzing, because that offensive line for the Eagles has been kind of weak. And so if they're able to get home and make Jalen Hurts try to throw the ball a little bit more, I think they can win it. But if they are not able to, I mean, they won't. But I'll just say 23-20. I think it's going to be close either way, though.
All right. You're next in the pecking order. JJ, I mean, are you going to pick the JJ-less Vikings?
Yeah, I mean, Carson Wentz being out there is obviously going to be beneficial for them. They don't have to put JJ McCarthy out there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is all about the Eagles, right? And they've been struggling. They've got some issues. I think I'm picking the Eagles, but I understand why the line is this close. I do. So, I'll tell you what, I'm not putting any money on this game in real life. This is what I'm steering clear of. There's just enough weird stuff going on in this one. But I, if I had to, if you let's say you gave me a $10 bonus bet to use on this game, I put it on the Eagles. But I mean, maybe this is a game that's going to tell us something about the Vikings and how the rest of their season is going to go. This is one of those games here that if you can get a win here, that's going to help build confidence for this young team, and that really could help them pick up a head of steam and roll forward.
I don't know. Yeah, seventh letter. What are your thoughts as far as this game? I mean, do you think the Vikings have enough?
Yeah, I do. I'm not an Eagles believer. Like, I know they got like a lot of talent on the thing, but they not. Yo, listen, man. The quarterback is all right. Like you say, Jordan Love is mid. I think Jalen. I'm not a fan. Like, I know he got that good offensive line and he can run the ball and everything like that. And again, with having Saquon Barkley with a mobile quarterback, that kind of takes a linebacker away too. So it's like it's the personnel is kind of it's just perfect for what they do, but they don't pass well. Now all they do is deep shots. If you find a way to take that away, honestly, you could just kind of stack the box because he's just not that type of quarterback to me. Stop Saquon and let him beat you with his arm. You know what I mean? That's the way you beat him. They lost to the Giants last week, bro. Come on, man. Yo,
that was really bizarre. Really bizarre.
Yeah, the Vikings way better than the Giants. Way better. I will give them a full dose of Mason. Give them a full dose of Mason. Make them hit you. Make them tackle you. Because they looked a little scary last week against the Giants and Scatterbull, who I said I love. You know, I love Scatterbull. I wanted Scatterbull. Give them a full dose of Mason, and you should be just fine. You could catch you another blowout. Because then you can start playing that play action with that weak-ass secondary. And then it's a wrap. They could get ugly quick. Because y'all got way more artillery at receiver than the Giants did. Yo, it could get ugly, man. It's probably
who's playing quarterback, though? Who's playing quarterback?
He got a strong arm. And he got the best receiver in the world. One thing he do have is a strong arm. He's a bum, though. Don't take that away. He's a bum. But he also can be playing. The Eagles let him go. Sometimes people kind of play up when they want to show out. So
yeah.
He was a first round pick for them. They let him go. They ain't believe in him. They let him go. So he might want to show out.
So you're picking you are picking the Vikings?
Yes, I am. But like convincingly too.
Wow.
Convinced just the way they looked last week. They didn't look good the week before that. They almost came back on the week before that. They didn't look good. No, they lost. Didn't they lose? Mm-hmm. They lost to the Broncos.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Then a week before that against the Bucs almost came back on them. You know, the bum Baker kind of lost that game for him. Even though he almost brought him back. He's a bum. I don't care what y'all say. Like,
we'll get to that too. All right. What about you, Trev? I mean,
I've got just one question for the wonderful Vikings fan we have here. Can they stop the run? Can the Vikings stop the run? Have they done that this year?
Mm-hmm. I'd say they stopped Chase Brown.
Yeah, everyone has, man.
Well, you asked the question, I answered it.
The worst season of his career.
And you know why? If you don't have a quarterback that's going to be able to throw it down the field, and
they stopped the Bears run too for a little. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, we don't necessarily have that good running game. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Well, I think Bijan gave him the business too. Y'all played Bijan in them, right? Did y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bijan gave the business.
So
well, okay. So
admittedly, I think they have struggled against the run, especially like really intense like pass catching backs. That's where I think like they've really struggled.
Well, I mean, I know the Eagles have really struggled the last 2 weeks.
132 a game, yo. They give up 132 rushing yards a game.
Holy,
that's not good. I believe.
How many did DeAndre Swift get against them? I want to know that. Okay. So they should have lost. The Eagles should have lost to the Cowboys opening night. The Eagles found a way to beat the Chiefs by 3. And then they beat the Rams, right? This is when they're healthy. They beat the Bucs, like Seventh Letter said, should be Buccaneers. Listen, Buccaneers, people think they're the best team in the NFC. But they lost. They lost to the Eagles. So, and then the Broncos, I think the Broncos are better than people think. That defense is good. The Eagles have scored 17 points in each of the last 2 weeks. And I don't know. Like I thought that the Minnesota Vikings had this awesome defense, but they only had 1 week where they looked amazing, right? And that was against Cincinnati. And I don't think Joe Burrow was playing in that game. Actually, I know he wasn't. So they I don't know, man. This is going to be rough. I guess I'm picking the Eagles. I want to pick Minnesota in this one, but I don't know. Like, okay, how many injuries does the Eagles have on defense? That's what I want to know.
Well, a lot of them are coming back. So, say Jalen Carter missed week 6 with a heel injury. He says he's going to be back. Let me see who else was missing. They had a few that actually returned.
Quinyon Mitchell, he got a hamstring, but he's limited as of right now.
So, which is, better than a DNP. So, left guard Landon Dickerson was hurt too, I believe. But they're all there watching practice.
All right. So basically, the Eagles have to win this game because if they don't win this game, they go and play the Giants next week. And if the Giants sweep them, that's crazy. And then they're going to lose to the Packers on Monday night, which I'm still planning on being there, by the way.
Okay.
So, and then they play the Lions after that. I mean, who knows what that game is going to be? Could be go either way. Then they got the Cowboys again. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be back for that game. And then you got, the Bears. That's easy week. Okay. So, no, but in my opinion, they need to win or else I think that pressure's on them. So I'm going to stick with, it's in Minnesota though. This is a tough one.
It is in Minnesota.
Give me the Eagles to win on the road. They're going to find it. They're Super Bowl champs, guys.
Yeah, and obviously the Eagles do have a new offensive coordinator this year, Kevin Patullo. But what I like about the Eagles, I do like their obviously with Saquon and what he adds, and just all the running backs. And I think when you talk about kind of indoors, on a faster track. And receivers that run good routes, I think that's going to be a huge key. And I think when you look at just what I don't know, I just don't trust the Vikings secondary defense overall. Obviously you got a defense coordinator that's one of the best, but I just don't trust him overall. And I think when you have quarterback like Jalen Hurts, I know seventh letter, you don't want to give him props, but he is maybe not elite, but he's in that category. He's getting there, hey, he's won a Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to another.
You could have won the Super Bowl. You could have won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs weren't that good. The Chiefs had no business there last year. They had no business there. None whatsoever.
It was a win, and they blew them out, didn't they?
Because they had no bet. They shouldn't have lost to the Bills. They shouldn't have beat the Bills. They cheated the Bills.
I do agree, the Bills, but who knows with what would have happened? But I obviously
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Have Jalen Hurts, who's won a Super Bowl. He's been to another, so you can't fault the guy. He's done it. And I like with what all the weapons that they have. It's just, I know as a fan, Dre, you want to talk yourself into a win. I've been there, trying to talk myself into wins. But I just think this is going to be blowout. I think it's going to be 35-17 Eagles. And I just think it's going to be a boat race. And wow. Go ahead and turn off the TV, maybe in the third quarter. And this could be a defining moment for the Vikings season.
Eagles offenses, the passing, 195 yards a game, rushing, 93 yards a game. The Vikings beating them in every category, except for interceptions. That's it. It's not like I know that they're the Super Bowl champs, but they don't even throw to they don't even throw to the wide receivers, and that's like the strongest position they got on the field. They don't even they don't threaten you, but one way. This is like right there. Like I don't see what y'all see. Like I know they won last year, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything.
Yeah, it does. It does.
You're living proof of that this year.
So I'll say this: if you're gonna
go ahead, JJ.
So
part of the problem is just that there's nobody in the NFL is good right now. Like you look around at everybody, there's half a dozen teams you could make a case for being the best team in the NFL. And people aren't even talking about the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a super sneaky case for the best team in the NFL. But like you look around, like every team has massive flaws. Like, are the Bills actually good? A lot of people don't think so. You look at every team out there. It's like a underwhelming league right now. There's some talk earlier about the Buccaneers. And it's like, oh, are they actually that good? Like, okay, but who in the NFC is better than them? You could really make a solid case that the best team in the NFC right now actually is the Rams. But like, they've got some massive offensive line issues that I'm not sure where they're going to get help from on that. Are they going to be able to improve on the offensive line? I don't know. So it's tough. And for this reason, the Vikings have as good of a chance as anybody. I'll give them a puncher's chance going in there. I think, this line being 1.5, despite what the records are, I think that's absolutely fair. Like I said, I probably am taking the Eagles on this one, but Vikings winning, even winning big would be far from the, most shocking outcome of this game.
Yeah, and I think also what thing happening in the league a lot, there's been a lot of like injuries like across the league this year that have like plagued team, including like pretty much everyone here. Like those injuries have happened and they actually do affect the game a lot. Like obviously we had our offensive line which like went down. We lost some key defense players. The Eagles are having it. Going back to the Bucks, like they just lost Egbuka for a couple more weeks. They're maybe getting back Godwin this week. Who knows? And then Evans may come back. The Cowboys, like they lost CeeDee Lamb. Like, I mean, these are big injuries that are happening to like the key players. And so it's kind of leaving everyone kind of vulnerable. So that's what, I would agree. I think there isn't like a strong team because it's like, the Bucks have looked great, but now their wide receiver core is kind of somewhat depleted, or it's just a bunch of randos now at this point. So but I will back on what I said, at least about the defense. So you're going to talk crap about it. But I'll say this, like when it comes to the ranking, and this is also based on also our team with injuries, right? So the Vikings passing defense that were the second best in the league at 157. Philly is at 12. And then on rushing yards, I'm not trying to say we're good. We're 24th in the league, but Philly is 26th. So, like, even from that, so like you're talking everything about how bad our defense is, and like Philly's worse, like based on the numbers at least. And I think like that's like I think that's a key point. But again, it's not like it's number 1 versus like number 25 or 32. We're like kind of like arguably very close. So that I think like if we're gonna talk about like problems, like we both arguably have like significant things that both teams could take advantage of. I think everyone's already said it could really go either way, and obviously home team. That's why I think it's going to be close, because it really could. And I'm not honestly living in Philly. I think it's going to be. I'll be kind of quiet over the weekend until the result comes out, and then depending on how it goes, continue being quiet or maybe a little bit louder. But also with Philly fans, you got to be careful. So I may not be too loud.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Packers game. And all right, with it's such an interesting game, right? So when you look at the Packers, they're going to Arizona. We really don't know what.
No Kyler Murray, almost certainly.
Yep. So, JJ, what are your keys? I'll let you start on this one. What are your keys to this game, the Packers at the Cardinals?
Yeah, so I mean the Packers have a kryptonite. It's crappy journeyman quarterbacks, and so I wish Kyler was playing. Instead, we have Jacoby Brissett, and that makes me a little bit nervous. So, I mean, the key right here obviously is just going to be, don't let the Cardinals do anything to stifle you on defense, because I think that we can handle their offense. And like Marvin Harrison Jr. sounds like he's trending toward still being in concussion protocol, not able to play. It's going to be Jacoby Brissett throwing to Trey McBride, and who else? I mean, DeMercado is going to be out there catching passes as the second
If he's not
receiver
in the
out there. You
doghouse
get
still.
Greg Dortch. They can't afford to have him in the doghouse. They don't have anybody else to throw the ball to or to carry the ball. I mean, it's
You're
getting
right.
it's, like Bam Knight is probably going to lead their team in touches, and a lot of people are going, Bam who? Like this offense is the one thing they have going for them. Their offensive line is not the worst. Kelvin Beachum had himself a really nice game this past week against Indy, and like that's a terrifying defensive line that Indy is putting out there right now. But it's the Trey McBride show and nobody else. And so I think that if you can keep Trey McBride covered up, get some pressure on Jacoby, you really shouldn't have any trouble. Where my focus would definitely lean more toward is their defense, and I don't think it's a very good defense, but they got a couple guys who could make life hard for you. I mean, we all know Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat is clearly the guy there that you got to keep an eye on. Then Calais Campbell still doing his thing. They're going to have to get creative, and they're going to be trying to get pressure on Jordan Love. I think it's probably going to end up being a bloodbath. I think that just the Cardinals are just in a really unfortunate spot for this game. If I'm a Cardinals fan, like the Packers are just not the type of team that I want to see coming in there. Unfortunately.
All right, so you are picking the Packers.
I'm picking the Packers, but I'll tell you there's one Cardinal I got my eyes on, and that's Will Johnson at corner. He's just been an absolute stud so far this season. Keeping my eye on him. Really don't want to see him pick off Jordan Love. Let's just say that.
Yeah. All right. So piggyback off that a little bit, Trev. What are your kind of keys to this game?
Yeah. The fifth one you got there, the O-line play. I think that's really it comes down to if we can keep them. But I mean, that's the same thing I say every week. We're getting healthier on the O-line, but apparently Tom was really like walking through an injury and probably shouldn't have played. And then look how fantastic he played. Like they asked him like point blank questions about, about his health, about, this and that. And he just wouldn't answer anything. So I don't think he's doing well personally, but he's so good that if he plays, it's just like he's hard to stop, right? So I think that's one of the keys. The one thing though about my Packers that does concern me is Wicks kind of struggled with an injury this week. When's Watson coming back? When's Reed coming back? Because it's really Dobbs and Golden right now that are kind of holding the fort down.
Tucker Kraft.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, for sure. You have to. So now you got to lean in a little bit more on your tight end, and you got to have that run game going, or else none of it works, right? So the good news is I don't think Arizona is great. I do think that not having Kyler Murray and Brissett they're both kind of scrambling quarterbacks. So I think Kyler Murray's quicker. I don't know if he's more accurate, but I'm just sitting there looking at this team, and I just don't see us losing this week at all. Like there's no scenario where I'm like, we're going to lose this one. Marvin Harrison Jr. does not put fear into me or many opposing guys. I think he's one of the most overrated wide receivers in the NFL.
He's had issues with drops and everything too. Like it's just really been bizarre. Like, I don't know.
Absolutely. And I do think like they drafted wrong. They should have went and drafted Neighbors, but they went and got Harrison and Jr. That's saying I get it. That's just my personal opinion. It's just like how I think the Bears should have drafted Jaden Daniels, but they didn't. So it makes it easier for us. So I say that we're going to win, and we're going to win by 17.
All right, 17. Okay. What about you, seventh letter? Are you picking the Packers this week?
They're going to blow the Cardinals out. Actually, no, because y'all always play down the competition.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, yeah.
be 24-21 Packers. Packers will kind of hold them off at the end. Like
I will say I prefer playing the best teams in the NFL because we'll play good, and if we're playing against a crappy team, I'm gonna be throw my remote through the TV.
They should blow the Cardinals out, but it's just the way the Packers are. They always kind of like even
That's true.
Bengals. I'm like, wow, why they holding off the Bengals the other day? Like
so bizarre, yeah. And like I think that the Packers magic number for this season is 27. Scored that 3 times this year, and just like something like getting above that threshold. And the only way they were able to get above that threshold was play the venerable Dallas Cowboys defense that basically trots out replacement players.
The Cowboys are playing well, this year. Like
they gave up 40 points. I mean,
they ain't got nobody.
They did score 40 points as well. So when I look at this game, it's really hard to pick the Cardinals. I mean, at 6.5, I really wanted to. I struggled with this one. But I think it's going to be 27-10. Packers are going to win this game. Go with that 27 number, 27-10.
That's 17 points. That's
exactly
what I said.
You and I are on the
We're on the same island. This is a miracle.
We just became best friends, Trev. All right. So, Dre, are you picking the
most realistic thing I've heard you say in weeks?
The Packers to win this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think like if anything, the Cardinals just have like a lot of like randomness that could happen with their team. Like just in the sense of like even if Kyler Murray plays, like he scrambles and everything. Obviously, Jacoby Brissett, if he plays, it's very different. Their running backs are fast, obviously, though sometimes stupid. I don't know how we're still in a game where players think that they cross the end zone and they don't and drop the ball. I still don't know how that's still a thing. But yeah, the Packers should win this. I would also admit probably more than I'm probably going to predict, but I think they got like almost 6 yards of carry allowed last week. And I mean, Josh Jacobs is a pretty powerful running back to stop. So yeah, I think that's going to be obviously the big key, but I'll second what you said, Andy, and go 27, but instead of 10, I'll say 17. So a 10-point victory, just because the Cardinals will probably make it interesting, but then the Packers will pull away at the end.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and speaking of interesting, let's go on to my Bears. When you look at, like I said, the Bears, exactly where I wanted. We wanted. Now we're 3-2. We are still on track. Lest I remind you, we are still on track for 11-6. Everything is out there for my Bears. And when you look at the Saints coming in this week, obviously the Saints are a little bit of a beleaguered franchise. They don't have a quarterback. I believe Spencer Rattler. So this is going to be the battle of the former Oklahoma quarterbacks, and when you look at what the Bears have offensively, this is 5.5 points. I mean, I'm not used to being in this seat here. 5.5 point favorites, 45.5 here. But some keys, I definitely Dennis Allen, the turnovers. The secondary has been able to generate the turnovers that we've needed to kind of turn some of these games around. And we have one of the better point differentials with the turnovers. Let me see here. So as far as
I see your point number 2 on there is DeAndre Swift try not to suck.
Swift running game is we'll take that. As far as DeAndre Swift, yes, he is not the best running back in the division. I will give you that, but he has provided a spark when needed. He's
provided me with a lot of levity and humor over the years.
And this year he's helping the Bears win football games. But the biggest thing obviously is Caleb Williams as well continue to develop and what Ben Johnson, and you may make fun of this, but they pared down the offense a little bit, but that has helped with the execution. And what
That's
love
always
about
helped with the Bears and anytime you simplify stuff, take stuff out of the playbook, that always helps the Bears.
Hey, Caleb Williams better on execution and better on wins and losses 3-2. So when you look at this game, the Bears 5.5 point 45 at home, I just really don't see the Saints generating a lot of offense. So I think it's going to be a 30-13 Bears romp this week. And, the Bears are going to be at 4-2, and we're going to have a little bit of a breather room kind of going into at the Ravens. Obviously, we'll see about whether or not, Lamar Jackson will be back. But I think this will be another continued step in the Bears' ascension in the NFC North. So what about you, Dre? What are your thoughts on this game? Are you picking my Bears? Are you in the bandwagon yet?
No.
Yeah, nobody's on the bandwagon.
I do think DeAndre Swift is going to be the key point as well. But I think the Saints run defense is decent. They've held, I think, under 4 yards per carry, which is the fifth lowest in the league. So I think that is strong. And not to really say too really blow up Rattler too much, because he's not terrible. In the sense, he's not the reason they're losing the games. Obviously, I think it's more coaching and play call and all that. And I think this is kind of similar to against the Cardinals in a sense, but I actually would trust the Saints a little bit more. Because I think when it comes to teams like this, they're kind of random, and because they've shown sequences where they've been playing decent. There was I think a play last week where Rattler threw a really, really good pass to Olave, and I think they have on paper they have decent players. Kamara, even though he's older, he's still playing decent. And so I think that's arguably why I would pick the Bears. I do think as well it's going to be kind of another kind of very close last minute score, but it's hard to really pull for the Bears to go 4-0 in that sequence. So I'm just going to say it'll be Saints 27-24 just because Yeah.
All right, JJ, music to my ears would be you saying the Bears are going to win, but I may be hoping for too much. Go ahead.
Well, I like that 27-24 prediction because I've got Alvin Kamara in fantasy and really need a boost for my team. And I do think that the Bears defense is not that good. Having said that, Saints are not a good team.
They are not.
And they're a little bit better on defense than they are on offense. I think a somewhat lowish scoring game seems likely. I do think the Bears are probably going to take this one comfortably by. I'll go by a touchdown. I'm seeing maybe about 20-13. 20-13 Bears over Saints feels about right to me.
Well, it feels right to have you say that the Bears are going to win, but also, Miles here saying the Bears are going to lose to a bad Saints team. So I'm going to couple that with I hear both of you saying together that the Bears are a Super Bowl caliber team, and I love that, JJ. I love that from you. I love that for me. But I digress.
You bear better than anybody I know. It's
I do.
picture perfect.
I do.
We can say anything at all, and it turns into fireworks
Turns to being unbearable.
Bears
It
Chicagoland.
does. Well, I know you may have to go here soon, so I had to get you in there a little bit there. So
appreciate
let's just kind of go along with the theme. I know seventh letter. You want to pick my Bears. I know you do. You
playing the same kind of quarterback you played the last 3 weeks. Like he gonna get y'all the game. The defense gonna make it ugly and keep Caleb ugly. Your defense is gonna create time. Even though the Saints do turn the ball over, like they plus 4 differential. So the defense is good. It's just the offense is just garbage. So it's gonna be another Geno game where they gonna get y'all the ball. Because y'all take the ball away pretty good too. Y'all been, so I just see it. I just see like it's another weak quarterback, and y'all gonna kind of because y'all got a little bit more personnel wise than they got. So I can see y'all winning a close one, another close one where y'all gonna think y'all good. Y'all win by 3. This booty ass Saint team, and y'all gonna think y'all good. Y'all will win. It'll be 20-17.
20-17.
Well, so so glad you Bears are +8 in the turnover differential. Yes, we lead the league, I believe, as well.
What's that gay out the ball 4 times the other day? So,
evidently, all
Geno gave y'all the ball 700 times a couple weeks before that.
All-world quarterback Jaden Daniels. Everybody tells me how good he is, and so
he was. He literally outplayed him last week.
Yeah,
he had 3 touchdowns.
He outplayed Caleb.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns.
Did you watch the game? How open the game?
Caleb was not.
Even have
Caleb
the sound
wasn't
on.
good last week, bro. He wasn't good. He was 53%
passing that game.
53%.
Those were absolutely open.
20 yards.
Broken coverages. Quarterbacks fell down. But hey, one last thing on this. When you look at, obviously you have to get your prediction as well, Trev, but I believe it's right now 85% that it's going to rain. So it could be a rainy, sloppy game on Sunday. So that might be interesting as well, depending if it's blowing in Chicago. So that could be like a running game. And so that may be interesting. Okay, the Giants fan, Jaden better than Caleb. Well, hey,
it's a fact.
Caleb versus Oklahoma all over again.
I think Caleb, like with the tools, I do like his arm talent is better than homeboy.
I like that.
I just think like upstairs, I think Jaden Daniels got him. The cerebral part of the game.
Caleb sent Jaden downstairs. So we have the Bears.
Caleb also has better nails, he says.
All right. So wait, were you picking the Bears?
Me?
Seventh letter?
Oh, I picked the Bears 2017 because
that's right. I just wanted to hear you say that again. All right. Trev, are you picking my Bears?
Okay, it's Rattler time, man. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for the game. I'm gonna watch every second of it. I'm so pumped about the Saints Bears. I'm really hoping it's not on my TV, so I don't have to pretend like I'm going to watch it. But I do think the Chicago Bears will beat the New Orleans Saints because the Saints are potentially the worst team in the NFL. And I think they're trying to get the first overall pick. I don't know who they're going to pick, but I'm just saying the Bears, you better win. You better win because I'm just telling you right now, if you lose to the Saints, I'm telling you, I'm coming in like a flood, buddy. The firestorm, the hurricane's coming. So you better win. You better win, or else it's gonna be nasty.
I'm ready because it's obviously I don't think it's gonna happen. But hey,
I'm with you. I agree.
Be that as it may. All right, let's move on to the final game. The Lions. When you look at the Lions this week, I'm not really sure what to think anymore. Seventh letter. Obviously, they had the loss. The Bucs are a good team. Buccaneers. It's going to be on Monday Night Football. So give us your keys. The Lions are 5.5-point favorites, which is interesting because I don't know. Baker Mayfield is that's just in it. He's pretty good. So give us some keys.
I'm a little bit worried about the defense. They kind of pressure well, and if as you saw, we had freaking Dan Skipper at left tackle last week, so that kind of began to bite us in the second half, especially. So if Taylor Decker doesn't play, and then I can see it being a little bit it's just the positions that we're injured at, like left tackle and in the secondary, but they also hurt at receiver. So I think that kind of washes itself out. But the guys that they do have are fast. You know what I mean? And if we aren't able to get Baker to the ground, then he, break the pocket and create something big. So hopefully we'll be able, because I don't think Godwin's playing, Mike Evans not playing. I think BK, Adabike, whatever I think he hurt. So but the ones that are playing are fast. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm worried about, Baker breaking a pocket and, finding him somebody deep. Because I know people give Terrion Arnold hell, but without him, you see, you know what I mean, how really, really bad we look without him. So, this will probably be closer than it has to be because of the positions that we're hurt at. But I think Monday night, we haven't lost back-to-back games since 2022. So I think we always kind of come back after loss stronger. Like it kind of, refocuses us. And again, like I think we were ready last week. It looked like it in the beginning until they started cheating and shit. So like I think it'll be close. I think it'll be I think we'll go up by like 2 scores, and then Baker starts to try to come back, and we got to hold him off at the end, like something like that. It takes him a little while to get going too. I mean, he has played well this year, but I'm still really not it's like who he played, like their wins and who they came against. You know what I'm saying?
It looks like Mike Evans may play, which that could change some things.
Yes, that can. That does change a lot of things.
Yep. So, when you look at, I mean, absolutely, Mike Evans, he's one of the best to do it, right?
It's like if Taylor Decker don't play, like they have like the highest pressure rate in the NFL, the most tackles for loss in the NFL. So it's like if Taylor Decker doesn't play, then I think we'll be in trouble.
I'm kind of been a little research, about this Buccaneers defense, and they've obviously been known for defense over the years. For the Super Bowl win, and then Devin White, and Jamel Dean, cornerback. I had never heard the name before, but it'll be interesting. Him versus Amon-Ra. I don't know how good he's going to be. Obviously, Vita Vea, kind of know that. What about you, Trev? What are your thoughts on this Bucks at Lions game? Do you think that the Lions are going to win this one?
Well, you know what? I've been high on the Lions for most of the season. I feel like I'm more pro Lions than most Lions fans. So now, in fairness, I heard someone say the other day that the Lions haven't beat anyone good yet. And you look at it. I know they haven't beat anyone good. I think the Bucks are good. I think Baker Mayfield is way better than people say. You want to talk about fantasy football? Listen, Baker Mayfield is number 3 quarterback in the NFL fantasy football.
Yep.
Like that's crazy. Now I get that there's been bye weeks, so we'll give something, but he's fantastic, and it just doesn't seem like he slows down. When it comes to that stuff. Plus, they're missing Bucky Irving, and they're like, Bucky who? Rashad White looks good. So I think it's kind of a weird matchup because now, 7th, tell me, the Lions defense, everyone keeps saying you guys you are so injured right now. Is that a fact? Is it going to be like the walking wounded coming up this week?
At corner, especially at corner. I think we might get nail back.
Am I seeing this right? Is Brian Branch been suspended?
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna get. You know he was gonna miss a game. It's only one game. It's
One
all right.
game. Okay, so he's not going to be at this
Bucks,
game.
no big deal.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Branch is
secondary. You know what I mean? And Kirby Joseph we might rest him because he was playing hurt the other day. So it's the secondary
Wow.
that's the problem.
yeah,
so
yeah, Arnold. Yeah.
where we're hurt at that's giving me
Mhm.
fun. Like I'm really like we won't really get rolling until I think week 10 when we're healthy again, because like we're hurt like in the secondary like crazy. Like we got two backups hurt, both our starting cornerbacks are hurt, our safeties are hurt now, so it's like we won't be at full strength. The defensive line, the front seven got to do its thing on Monday. We want to win, and I think they will, because we played with nothing before, so we know how to win with nothing. Only thing last year, the injuries were on the defensive line. The secondary was pretty good until the end. So
Yeah, I want to pick the Lions. I do.
Mhm.
I just think the Buccaneers are good, but they're depleted too. I don't know. Who did the Bucks beat this weekend?
So the Bucks beat
Someone decent, right?
well,
Sorry.
the 49ers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what?
They didn't really start rolling until Fred Warner got hurt. Then that's when they started wilding.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say the Lions figure out a way to win. I like the Bucks though a lot. I think they're just there's no Godwin, there's no Evans again. Bucky Irving is still not there. I just have this weird feeling that Baker Mayfield just seems like it doesn't matter who's there. Kind of seems like Brett Favre to me that way. It's like just throw the ball, whatever wide receivers they got. Just give me the Lions. I feel like the Lions are going to win by 3.
All right. What about you, Dre? Did you pick the Lions?
No, I think I picked the Bucks, but kind of just the opposite of what Trev said. I think kind of only by like 3. I just think like I honestly really like what I see from Baker Mayfield. I think he said it. Like he's just been somehow being able to make it work with it, whomever. I mean, Evans, Godwin doesn't start. All right, Egbuka steps up. Boom, starts going off. Evans goes down. Egbuka steps up, and then I think Johnson after him, or whoever after, and then now Egbuka's gone, and the other two went off last weekend. I mean, there's these players are fast, like Seventh Letter said as well, and then there's not a lot of tape on them at this point. And with the weakened secondary, that is a problem. Having said that, I mean, they just may have had a good week at the same time. And the Lions do have like a good offense too. I think I think Seventh Letter says, well, it has to do with like the front seven has to get in. Like I think Aiden Hutchinson has to have a really, really good game for them to keep Mayfield contained. I was just gonna say that Baker Mayfield has like scored 25 plus points in 4 straight games, and that's pretty.
That's good.
Yeah. Though, what's interesting, so narratives are so interesting, right? And as we say, wins and losses are good, and had the Bears lost again to the Commanders, it would have been different. Just so much can change within winning and losing. The Buccaneers are currently 5-1, right? And everyone's like, I saw somewhere that they were the best team and ranked the best team in the football, right? Their wins aren't very impressive. They're all tight. They beat Atlanta, and I believe Atlanta has a decent secondary, decent defense.
They do.
Mayfield only had 167 passing yards. They won by a field goal. They won by a point versus Houston. Mayfield 215 passing yards, got a little bit better, but they just barely beat the Jets, who are 0 for everything, right? And 29-27, they lost to the Eagles. Seattle, I don't know what much to think about Seattle, but they won by a field goal again. That's when they kind of went off, and numbers can kind of get skewed a little bit. Like you said, Fred Warner out versus the 49ers. And that's Fred Warner is huge, right? Baker Mayfield had 256 yards. I'm going to pick the Lions here. It may be a barn burner. It may be something like like 34-31 or something like that. I just, the Lions have offensively more than the Buccaneers do. It just, obviously, when you look at the two teams, obviously Amon-Ra, he's not the only thing. Laporta had a touchdown this past week, I believe, right?
Yeah. There's a good catch too.
Really, yeah.
He's way better than Hawkinson. You saw that?
Yeah, that was nice. I'm gonna admit that was nice. One thing I will say is that, like, with the Bucs though, is that Baker Mayfield is not gonna like lose horribly. If he does lose, he's gonna like be fighting until the end. And so
for sure.
Yeah, he's going to fight, and that's even if the Lions get up like 21-7, like that's not an. I would say that's, and we still have like a quarter and a half left. I don't trust. You can't trust him not to. He's been fighting. Even that's why the games are so close, is that he doesn't really stop until it's 0-0. So, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree that I think that it's going to get really close. But I'm never good at these types of picks, honestly. But I just really like the Bucs.
Yeah, I would not put money on this one either, because it's just, you just never know. So, all right. So a lot of good things this week. Obviously, this is starting to kind of get into where our teams will be at as they continue to progress. Lots of games still to play, and like I said, my Bears are still what matters. My Bears are still on track for 11-6. That's maybe even 12-5, and we'll get there. Maybe.
Could you imagine all four of our teams made the playoffs?
Tell you what, I mean,
to be honest, that's not. I could see both of them. Yeah, I could see that happening.
I mean, we're the best division in football.
Again.
Now we just have to have one of our teams, said mine, probably to make the Super Bowl. So we'll get there.
In all fairness, if the Packers win this week, Andy, we're still top of the NFC North. Like, I'm just saying. Like, it doesn't matter what you guys do. We'll still be number one. So, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Where can everyone find you as we close out, sir?
You can find me at the top of the NFC North right now. We're the top, baby. So you can find me RevTrevNFL, and I'm going. Oh, look at now! I'm at the top. Woo! Let's go! Okay.
Lots of good stuff. Definitely follow you. Lots of interesting takes. Love all your stuff as well. Where can we find you, Dre, as we close out?
You can find me on Twitter X. That's Coleman Sports. Thanks for having me.
Hey, and let me do this too. I am above you as well.
Oh boy!
Technically, the Bears at the bottom.
I mean, yeah. Look at that scoreboard though from week one. I don't think so.
We'll get there. You can find me on NFL Outdated on Instagram, on YouTube X, on all the fun platforms. You can find us on Freezin 4 Pod on the TikTok, and definitely like and subscribe. Lots of great takes as well. Check us out on the bonfire as well. Find those t-shirts. We got to get more of those t-shirts sold so we can get more made, all that fun stuff as well. So seventh letter, as we close out, where can everyone find you now? I mean, obviously you're not necessarily on top, but go ahead.
Okay, 7th letter 4, Twitter X, same OG on Instagram, Facebook, helmet sticker, Brian Branch. Let's go.
All right, thanks again, everybody. Once again, it's been NFC North Freezin 4 Pod, and we will catch you next week. Bear down. Have a great week, everybody.
All right, y'all. Have a good one. Be safe out there.